like being homeless? I don't remember. We break through and we break them. So everybody always asks me, E.T., what was it like being homeless? I don't remember. What was it like eating out of trash cans? I don't remember. I ain't on that. Let me tell y'all the hardest part of my life. The hardest part of my life was not being homeless. I ain't had no dreams or no goals. I didn't want nothing. Eating out of trash cans wasn't the hardest thing I've ever done. The hardest thing I ever did was get my GED, go to college, study every doggone day, and still fail. That's hard. That's hard. When you write the paper for 3-4 weeks, you turn it in, and you still get a 2.0. That's hard. It's hard when you're in the library and you study it, and you read, and you take the test, and you get a 55. That's hard. So what I want you to understand about the breakthrough is that 90% is work, but the last 10%, that's fight. Listen to me. You don't get a breakthrough by working. You get a breakthrough when you fight. And I had to fight. I had to stay up all night. Listen to me very closely. When I first started speaking, I remember they used to be like, bro, we give you 1,500 at most. I remember trying to break through in this industry. I remember speaking and speaking and speaking, getting a 4-year degree. It took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. Break. Woo! Good morning, dreamers. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. How to get the morning fired up and started with a little bit of ET to get the morning going. Jojo, it's good to see you. Shane and Talina. Mike, how are we feeling coming into this Thursday? So much abundance, so many blessings are flowing to and through, and I love to see it. So let's go ahead and get into it, fam. Today, we're actually going to be diving into, I'm telling you, I'm loving this book by Brian. So I was like, yo, why not just give this read to the family and give away the Untrapped Freedom Manifesto, right? He literally lays out the guidelines on how to go ahead and achieve time freedom, how to go ahead and you know, we might have a full-time job, but this is the steps on how to go ahead and start becoming a full-time boss for ourselves. Just like some individuals on the call, Shane, Talina, a perfect example of literally the Untrapped Freedom Manifesto. So you guys didn't even know it, but these steps literally happen subconsciously right here, right in a row. So I'm excited to go ahead and get into today. Go ahead and take a screenshot if you guys want, but this is going to be a training that you are going to want to take and duplicate. So let's go ahead and get into it, fam. Let me get live on IG. What's a little bit of gratitude that everybody is feeling coming into the day? And let's go ahead and get started because you've got a huge event coming at 6 p.m. Fired up. A lot of amazing things are here. The Freedom Blueprint. Here we go. There we go. IG is here. Motivated, blessed today. Grateful to be here with the fam. Let me tell you, we are breaking records, just to say the least. And I'm not surprised because we've all been putting in the work. We've all been putting in so much time. Now is our time to go ahead and reap the benefits from all of the seeds that we've been planting over time. So a lot to be grateful for. We've got our outline in the building. We've got in our yoga session. We've got in some journaling. I'll post it right after this call. I'm grateful to be alive, fam. I'm grateful for God. I'm so blessed to have this team, this community, to be in each of your circle, because I know these rising tides are going to raise all of our ships. We got Logs in the building. My man, it's good to see you. Love it. So let's dive in, fam. Today, I want to give you guys literally straight from Brian Carruthers, the man himself. We've actually had some direct mentorship from him these past couple of weeks, and this is only the beginning, right? But what he talks about inside of this entire read is how he went from pretty much working a lot of hours. He was actually in real estate, making good money. His parents had a huge, successful real estate agency, and they wanted him to follow in those footsteps. And even though he was doing okay in real estate, when he found this industry, it completely changed his life. And it's safe to say he's literally been retired for the past 15 plus years, sitting back on some serious residual income. And the blueprint is right here. So if you guys want to go ahead and take a screenshot of this so you guys have it,
but this is exactly what it is that we are going over for today. Okay? Love it. Take a screenshot, grab that down, and let's go ahead and get into it. What's going on? Yo, I'm giving you the blueprint, Logan. Stay tuned. So here we go. The first thing that he talks about, the first step, right? Most of us, we start out in a full-time job. That's normal. We go to school to be in debt most of the time to get into our 9 to 5. And I'll never forget, right? This is this piece directly spoke to me of why it is that I got started in entrepreneurship. Right when I graduated college, I was done playing sports. I was $30,000 in debt, living out of my car. I had no job, and I literally remember looking at all of my friends, different majors. Right, there were majors of all different categories. Some were in medical, some were in construction, some were in automotive. Others were even in business, and even still, I'm still watching everybody get into a job, and nobody's making more than 15, 20, 25, maybe $30 an hour. And I'm sitting here looking at my account like I'm $30,000 in debt. How is anybody supposed to pay this back? We just spent all of this time, all of this money to be in this position. It didn't make sense to me. And I started asking a lot of questions. And I realized we're living in a matrix. The reason why most people end up in the position that we are is because you see, a job pays us enough to be able to get by, but it doesn't pay us enough to get to the next level. So there's nothing wrong with the job, but I started to see if I'm only working a job, I'm always going to be stuck. And I was working crazy hours. I was working from 7 o'clock in the morning in a hot freaking kitchen, drenched like I am right now. And I was cooking cheesesteaks. I was peeling onions. I was literally sliding meat through a slicer. And then at nighttime, I had to clean the bathrooms. I had to literally go and be a host to the last couple of people that were guests. So I knew what it was like to be, quote unquote, trapped, right? Busting my butt, feel like I'm working harder than other people, but my managers, they were making more money than me. So it started to teach me a couple of different things. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So subconsciously, I started learning this blueprint. And here's how it works, right? Number one is realizing the need to become an entrepreneur. The time is now. So I say, you know what? Whatever needs to happen, if I need to invest into myself, if I need to start reading books, listening to audios, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And that was the beginning, right? So I went from working a full-time job to making a decision that something has to change. And then here was step number 2, exploring and deciding on what business. And it's interesting enough how everything comes full circle. First got introduced to Forex, then into crypto, then into e-commerce. And now we have a whole myriad where we can help people out in different angles. And it's a beautiful thing. So realize that the acronym of time, things I must experience, these are all amazing pieces. That's a crucial part of the journey. And here's the next part that he talks about. Number 3 is committing to the journey. So once we see a vehicle, once we see an opportunity, this is the second piece. They say there's a day we join the business and a day that we truly commit to go all in. And I believe there's never been a better time than right now to make that decision. Because if you guys haven't been seeing what's going on in the world, so many things are over leveraged. The stock market is over leveraged. Real estate is over leveraged. So it's only a matter of time, right? If you look at individuals like Warren Buffett, they have billions of dollars on hand because they understand that what goes up must come down. And those that are ready to be in position are those that take advantage. And this leads directly into the next 2 pieces, right? Number 4, he talks about starting the part-time business. Jim Rohn, his famous quote, everybody works a 9 to 5, but how many people work the 5 to 9? So for all of us, just even being able to start part-time, this is where most people start. So your story, if you're working a full-time job now, this is how most people can actually relate. It's hard for them to relate to me. I haven't worked since 2017, a normal 9 to 5. But somebody else on this call, maybe you're doing valet, maybe you're doing construction. And I guarantee you there's somebody in your audience that's doing something similar. Maybe they're a teacher. And they hear your story and they see why you made a change, why you made the decision, the commitment. Now they can see, wow, they were working a lot of hours. They had kids. They had a lot going on in their life, but they were still able to go ahead and make a change for themselves. So you know what? I think I'm ready to make a change for me too. Okay. So this is big. Starting that part-time. We don't have to be great to start, but we do have to start to be great. And there's no better time than right now. And here's the next piece. Number 5. Stick with me. I got 4 more for you. Okay. Number 5, he says, is to what? Invest the earnings, right? Invest the earnings. As we start making a little bit of money, it's important to actually invest that money back into ourselves, right? I'll never forget at the beginning, as I started making a little bit, Chino told me the same thing. He's like, D, don't go take that money and go blow it. Take that money and invest your money into your mind, and your mind will go back and invest into your pockets. Huge quote right there. Taking our money, invest into our mind with books, with audios, with going to events, with getting around mentorship. And that knowledge, that wisdom is going to overflow into our pockets. That's why whenever it came to events, I was there because I knew even the cost of that event, it was going to cost me more not going than it was going to cost me actually going. And when I tell you, fam, we drove across the country. We slept on couches with 8 people inside of a tiny 1-bedroom Airbnb just to go ahead and make things happen, right? Even at the beginning, I remember I invested $800 into my first Canon camera. And at the time, I was like, yo, this is crazy. Who's going to spend that much money on a camera? But I can tell you right now, that investment took my business to the next level. Why? Because not many other people were using a camera in my audience. So my quality, my content started getting taken to a completely different next level, right? Shout out to JoJo. JoJo took the time to invest into Facebook ads. Now she can take those ads knowledge and put that into anything that she'd like to do because she took that money that she was making, invested it back into herself, and now it's going to 10x. And there's so many testimonies on here just like that. That's just a couple of them. Okay. So here's the next pieces, the last couple for you. Number 6, he says, retire from your job and ramp up your efforts on your business. Drop a 555 down below if you guys would like to be able to go ahead and retire your job and be able to go ahead and be a full-time entrepreneur. Lovely. That's powerful, right? Is that something that you guys aspire to do? I don't know about you, but I was dreaming of the days when I was in that hot kitchen. I was like, yo, one day I'm going to be able to get up when I'm done sleeping. I'm going to be able to travel without only having 2 vacations a year. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. But you see, there has to be a drive. There has to be a deep fire lit within you that's going to allow us to maybe stay up late sometimes, get up earlier than most people. I heard a saying from Bob Proctor years ago. He said, if we're willing to do what other people aren't willing to do today, we can live a life tomorrow like most can't. That's the difference, fam. I'm telling you right now, everybody always asks me along the journey, D, how'd you get so lucky? How'd you make it happen? I said, do you want to know what the real key is? Was time. Everybody has the same 24 hours. I just stopped using half of my day to build somebody else's dreams and come back home and be too tired to build my own dreams. That shift, that paradigm shift right there changed everything. And I know many of you on this call have experienced that exact same paradigm shift. That's why we're experiencing so much abundance and so many blessings, right? Powerful stuff. So check this out. We're almost done. Last pieces for you right here. Y'all ready? Number 7 is you're wealthy and you're free. And number 8 is you're able to go ahead and turn around and mentor others, right? Drop a 777 if you guys believe that wealth is on the way. Generational curses are being broken with the decisions that we are making today. I believe that. It's written all inside of my journal. The whole story is going to be here so people can go back and read it. But we have to believe it first. Have to believe it first. So to end off with today, fam, when you hear a lot of the mentors talk about it, they say the hardest part is not actually getting to 6 figures, it's not getting to 7 figures. A lot of the time, the hardest part is within the 6 inches. Believing that we can achieve success, believing that we can impact others, believing that we can really compound our growth every single day. Caffeine drinks, sports drinks. Back. So, fam, that's the Freedom Manifesto. I've experienced it. I've seen it. I continue to see it. And I know without a doubt, this blueprint is real. It's not something that he just made up. It's been proven by hundreds, thousands, millions of individuals all around the world. So they say success leaves clues unless we are clueless. So, fam, that's the training for today. If you guys do not know who Brian Carruthers is, go check him out on YouTube. This is the mentor, and he laid it all right here. So, fam, I love you guys. Have a phenomenal day. Anything you need, we're here for you every step of the way. And get ready, because this is going to be, I believe, some of the biggest months of the year yet to come. So, fam, if nobody told you today, I'm proud of you. I'm so excited to be on this run with you. And we are just getting started. So remember, we can be, do, and have anything we can hold in our mind. We can hold it right here in our hand. It's game time, fam. Let's get to work.